The rain is falling. The fans are soaked. But here's the bottom line. We've got football at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. The two teams emerging from their respective tunnels a minute ago to the approval of this Baltimore crowd. They're all set as their Ravens will match up with the Indianapolis Colts. They left in the middle of a cold night in 1984, but the Colts are back, and we're underway in Baltimore. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. Now a first carry for Latavius Murray. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. For this defense for the Colts, they played really well in that win last week against Miami.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. A handoff. It's Murray. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. Jackson now. He's going deep for Brown. This is intercepted. Picked off by Rock Ya-Sin. And the Colts are going to get possession here as they force the opening drive turnover. They may have thrown the interception, obviously less than ideal, but I think they also sent a message that they're going to push the ball downfield in this one.
Yeah, not afraid to take their shots right away, huh? What was that, like a 9-9-9 route? 9 meaning go? Just went ahead and went for it. Didn't work out so well because it certainly appeared the defense was prepared. But I'm with you. Okay, so it didn't work this time. Doesn't mean we won't try it again later.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole. And 40 catches as a rookie for Michael Pittman. He overcame some early injury problems and really developed into a reliable target as the season went on. The son of a former running back, that's what he looks like after the catch.
Dancing to his, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. They give to Taylor out of the gun. And this is going to be a Colts first down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line.
That's the type of run that Jonathan Taylor gives you so often, and you just can't take it for granted. He finds a way to get those extra yards. The 3rd running back taken in the 2020 draft, but he had the best numbers by far of any of them. 1,169 yards, 3rd most in the NFL, and by the last quarter of the season, he ranked among the best runners in the league.
And that one going to come up short, low throw.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Now Dogala. Looking for Campbell downfield. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will bring this back. It's a pick six and a Raven touchdown. So from one end zone all the way to the other. Talk about a turnaround.
And how about the excitement that that play generates for his team? Not just the points on the board, but the momentum and taking it from coast to coast, end zone to end zone. What a tremendous play. Now get that man an oxygen tent.
That's your boy Old Mo. You said momentum, right?
Old Mo, I think he's kind of limping across at the end because of that distance, but he made it.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. Bringing it out of his end zone, Isaiah Rodgers. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And following the pick six, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told him, and they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here, he throws it away, and now it's third.
Well, to me, there was no question about the intent there, and I think he was a little fortunate that the penalty flag didn't come out for grounding. But he'll get away with it and get another shot on third down.
Throwing is Dolgala. They'll set up the screen to Taylor. And he's going to get this to about the 20, but that is well short of what he needed. That's going to bring up fourth down. Only a gain of 2 there. To punt on fourth down, here's Rigoberto Sanchez. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. They run with Murray. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves him with a 3rd and 3.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
That goes out wide to Murray. Murray fighting, lost the football, but this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. Well, obviously you never want to fumble, but if you do, good to be towards the sideline and saves them a possession. Saves the embarrassment, saves it going down on the play sheet as a turnover, but I still think it should go to the defense, even if they don't recover it. If you give up the football, you gave up the football. Agree to disagree, I guess. Can you tell what I played? Yeah, you played defense. Yeah. I'll let you go. I took a shot. They'll run for the first time with J.K. Dobbins. Tackle made by Grover Stewart. Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit.
Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Working with 2nd and 5 now. Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. He's going deep for Brown. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
And that may have been incomplete, but he reminds me so much of when my dad used to take me to the baseball stadium and watch the home run hitters in batting practice. I'll get to the stadium early just to watch this kid throw it. He can throw it out of the stadium.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Jackson. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. And he will have a Ravens first down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on 3rd down and 5. Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Back to the ground game. Here's Murray. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. Six nothing our score after 1. The previous run good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Play action. It's Jackson. Eluding the pressure right. He's going deep for Brown. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. They'll look to make it 3 for 3 on 3rd down conversions. They need a yard here. On 3rd down, it's Murray. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage.
That's about what you would expect since they're so efficient on picking up 3rd downs in the top 5 in the NFL. It's all a mindset, and I guarantee you, it started in the offseason. 3rd down's important to them. They find a way to pick them up at a very good clip.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. A run, it's Murray. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line. That's going to set him back 5 yards. Play action. Now Jackson. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked off by Kenny Moore. And the Colts are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line. They'll run with Taylor to begin the drive. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down.
End result of that one, a nice 4-yard gain. So you can use that to set up your play-action game, or you can come right back and continue to run the football because as an offensive play caller, you're on schedule and feeling pretty good about your next couple of calls.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Here's Dolgala. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
And he's only hit on 2 of his first 6 passes. Time for a quick quarterback regroup here with a big 3rd down coming up.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. The play fake. He'll look to throw. He'll buy some time right. He'll take a shot downfield for Pittman. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. To this point, the results have not been good. 2 possessions, 2 turnovers.
And that's obviously something that can't continue, but to go a little bit deeper on that one, I would think about some play calls now, not even necessarily to my best player, but to someone I can trust with the ball. Try and get things settled down a little bit.
That catch good for only a couple. 8 yards to go on 2nd down. Here's Murray. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8. On 1st down, Murray. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. Darius Leonard blew that play up. They go play action with Jackson. Rolling to his right. And this is caught. It's Brown. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now. We'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. They'll run on 1st down. Dobbins, and he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Well, every now and then we have to let a cliche fly, partner. And in this case, what do they say in the NFL? Your best ability is often your availability. This is an extremely durable kid coming out of Ohio State. Carried the ball every time they even thought about running it. wore down defenses, and able to break big runs late in games. J.K. Dobbins going to Baltimore, an absolute perfect fit.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Throwing is Jackson. They set up the screen for Dobbins. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down. Towards the end zone for Brown. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Tremendous field position there and a perfect time to do exactly what they did. Take a shot at the end zone. And they went for the big play, just unable to complete it.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Again, Jackson. Oh, he's going to go for it all. And that'll be caught. Touchdown, Ravens. It's Hollywood Brown. Marquise Brown, his 9th touchdown of the season as the Ravens push further out in front. And again, it's no good. A few boo birds coming out as he's missed his 2nd extra point here in the first half. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You could never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity. I believe I'm following their logic. Take the big shot downfield, loosen things up. You're hoping to get some points on the board before the half. Maybe now you come back and throw some underneath stuff in order to make sure you get a completion.
He'll find Paris Campbell. That's complete. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use...
Going for Hilton, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And the Ravens are going to take over at their own 30-yard line. They are in an interception mood on defense. Had 2 nice interceptions a week ago. Now 2 here in the first half.
Yeah, we call it ball hawking. And the only way to truly be good ball hawks is not guessing. It's not just simply anticipation. It's study and understanding what they like to do and beating them to the spot and creating big plays.
They're watching the film, and it's working. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. Working with a 2nd and 3. Here's Jackson. He's going deep for Brown. And this is taken in at the 5. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. It looks like a jumbo set with 3 tight ends here for 1st and goal. They'll try to pound it in with Ricard. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. Now they'll run. Murray. And they'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Latavius Murray in the final seconds of the first half. And the Ravens will extend their lead here just before halftime. Third time's the charm on the extra point as he gets this one to go. And that will make this a 19-point game. So barring a touchback, this likely the final act of the half as the kick is away. Rodgers going to return it from his end zone. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach! Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And Rodgers will hold on to this one, and it'll come out to the 25. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. They'll set up a throw. And he's just going to get rid of this thing to no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he's on to punt for Indianapolis. This is brought in at the 21. It'll wind up being a net of 41. 9-yard return, 50 on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
On 2nd and 11 now. Jackson forced out to his left. Wide open is Watkins. He's got it. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45.
That is definitely what we call on defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what? That didn't happen, and his receivers took advantage.
Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. They go play action now. Jackson. There goes a deep ball. End zone. And that is incomplete.
I've got a good friend in football, always talks about predictive history. He's got one of their 2 touchdowns. You can understand why they tried to find him again. Weren't able to connect, but the thought, that was good.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Now a give. This is Murray. And he takes it down to the 40 with a pickup of 4. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, That would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on third down. To throw is Jackson. That ball caught. It's Mark Andrews, the tight end. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And that's well executed there on third down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off at the 14. There he goes, left side. And he is finally out of bounds, just shy of the 5, all the way down at the 6. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the third quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. Call it no gain that time, and now it's third and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on third, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that second down is the time you go play action.
Touchdown! That's caught. Jonathan Taylor, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Colts use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And they're able to cut this deficit down to 12. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. Duvernay going to sit on this in the end zone, so it'll come out to the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple. Here's Jackson to throw. The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. On third down, Jackson. Watkins diving. He's got it.
And not all spectacular catches are the result of a pass that maybe was not thrown quite right. Sometimes it's thrown in the perfect spot, and you have to just go get it. And he did that right there.
No fear there in the middle of the field.
Check 13. Check 13. Kill, kill, kill. Turn up. Kill, kill, kill. Turn up.
On first down, Murray. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 42 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries. The running game fully in sync, 1-11 on that play.
And sometimes it comes from the offensive coordinator, understanding what he thinks the defense is going to do and dialing up the perfect play. Sometimes the quarterback, though, can look at the defense, realize he needs to change it to a run.
And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. The linebacker, Darius Leonard, applied the heat. One quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. Now it's Jackson. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked up by Afitu Melifonwu. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. From the gun, it's Taylor. And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. They'll set up to throw. Buying time to his left. Got a man, it's Pittman, and he holds it in for the Colts touchdown. Michael Pittman, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Colts have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. On the return, Devin Duvernay. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They've been asleep for a little while on this side of the football, Charles, and the score is just a 1-score game now. Haven't had any points this half. What gives?
Let's go old school here. All right, let's get back to the basics. Get back to running the football, high percentage throws. Find the guys that eat pressure and make plays for you and make sure they touch it.
Go ahead.
On 2nd down, a run with Dobbins. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
The Ravens on 3rd down. They've hit on 6 of their 8 tries. Very good. This time they face a 3rd and 2.
Check 1-3. Hey, middle. Whip. Watch the whip.
From the gun, Jackson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They frustrated these receivers tonight, really held down the passing game, but there got the penalty.
Fine line between aggressive, good coverage, and interference, and they crossed it on that play.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
We got 4. We got 4. You. Hey, check Mike 6. I got you. I got you.
The rain is falling. The fans are soaked. But here's the bottom line. We've got football at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. Here's a scene a short time ago. The Ravens introduced to this sellout crowd. And through a sea of pyrotechnics, out they came from the tunnel. We're set to go as the Ravens get ready to match up with the Indianapolis Colts. They left in the middle of a cold night in 1984, but the Colts are back, and we're underway in Baltimore. Bringing it out of his end zone, Isaiah Rodgers. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. They'll come out throwing here on first down. That ball caught by Campbell. 20. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Paris Campbell, 76 yards. And the Colts are on the board first on the road here in Baltimore. The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. No run back here for Duvernay. Touchback out to the 25. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Off-play action. Jackson. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground. Charles, already trailing by touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath.
And the defense loses him. It's complete. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A big connection on that one. 37 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Jackson. Towards the end zone for Brown. And that'll be caught. Touchdown, Ravens. It's Hollywood Brown. Marquise Brown, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Ravens are an extra point away from tying the football game. And that is off the left upright. It's no good. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. Rodgers going to return it from his end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Past the 20.
What a play. What a
Touchdown, Colts. Paris Campbell, 77 yards. And the Colts strike quickly here for 6 points. This no good. Just his 2nd miss of the year, and our score will stay right where it is. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive.
And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown. His 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Ravens are an extra point away from tying the football game. Now Tucker to add the PAT. Footing likely going to be an issue all night here on a rainy night, but this one is good. All square now at 13 all as he sends this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. And what is going on here? Are they serious? First down, and they're in punt formation. Taking it about the 16. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right? And there he goes, left side. The 30. 10.
Right down there.
And in for the Ravens touchdown. Marquise Brown doing it again with his 3rd touchdown here in the opening quarter. And the Ravens have taken the lead. And again, it's no good. A few boo birds coming out as he's missed his 2nd extra point here in the first half. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. Rodgers going to return it from his end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. And what is this? They're lining up here to punt on first down. And he gets it away, and it's a laser headed for the sidelines. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure.
And now off to the races, down the right side. And he is finally out of bounds all the way down at the 30. And those linemen, of course, can't be more than a yard downfield when a pass is thrown, and they might have been able to call that on a couple of guys there. Now it's Jackson. Got a man. It's Brown. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. First carry for the former Buckeye, J.K. Dobbins. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. Well, this defense for the Colts, they played really well in that win last week against Miami.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Jackson. It's complete to Brown, right side. He's got this to the 30 before being taken down. And, CD, defensively, you're going against a hot quarterback coming off a 3-touchdown game in their victory a week ago. But what's the big key for them to try to slow him down?
You ask all the tough questions, don't you, partner? Because with this guy, if you blitz him, he takes advantage of that man coverage and burns you. But if you bring on those extra DBs, he sits back there and does what he wants. To me, it's going to be those DBs. When they catch the ball, big-time tackles really put it on those receivers.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. And some space here. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
They go back to Murray on 1st down. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. If these kinds of lanes are available, you have to feel like he's going to have a pretty big game on the ground.
Yeah, you can tell early on he's got a little burst in his step, and that's a big pickup right there on 1st down.
That was 2nd down run for Murray. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. Murray. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage. Back to the 4-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal. Jackson going to give this one to Edwards. They get 3 yards closer, but still work to do. It's 3rd and goal. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the 1st down marker was.
And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Latavius Murray, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Ravens will extend their lead. And can you believe it? He misses another one, his 3rd so far. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. Rodgers going to return it from his end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They'll look to throw here. I'm not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete. So the defense able to get it off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And a nice job here on special teams. This will be down inside the 10 at the 8-yard line.
Absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. Their leg drive, able to get it way up in the air, and that allows their punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
The Baltimore offense at the line set to get going. And they had to go the length of the field last time out to get into the end zone. And with this starting field position, they're going to have to pretty much do it again.
And I think the thought process going into it is, hey, if you have to be methodical, go ahead and do that. But what you really want are a couple of big plays. Eat up chunks of yardage and cut down the number of times you have to snap the football.
Here's Murray now as they run it to start the drive. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 10, right around the 9-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Jackson. He's going deep for Brown. They've got his man complete.
Oh, that's the way to go.
All the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown on his way to a historic performance. 4 first-half touchdowns. And the Ravens are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that will make this a 19-point game. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Off the option, here's Taylor. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
2nd and 9 now. Here's a diving catch right side. They need to get this to the 24 on third down. Now back to throw. Escaping the pressure right. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a first down.
When the season began, the Colts went through a three-man shuffle about who would emerge as the lead running back for them. It turned out to be Jonathan Taylor, the rookie out of Wisconsin. But when they needed a pass catcher out of the backfield, it was Nyheim Hines. 63 catches, third most by a running back in the NFL.
And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Calais Campbell finding his way home for the sack.
Well, that's what they have to do more defensively. Not just getting sacks, but they have to keep getting in his face, not let him get his feet set and deliver. He's been carving them up previously.
Yeah, already has a couple of touchdown passes. About time they put a few grass stains on that jersey.
You definitely would like to have hit on that one because now you've got a third and long showing up, and you just know defense is going to be getting after it. They are pinning their ears back, and they are coming.
Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. They'll drop to throw. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Calais Campbell, his second sack of the night. Rodrigo Blankenship for the Colts field goal. This from 54 yards away. Blankenship's kick is good. That kick, by the way, Charles, a career long.
Well, we did watch him in pregame, and he hit from this distance, so not a surprise. But there still is something exciting about it, carrying it over from practice and pregame to actually doing it in live action.
Duvernay going to sit on this in the end zone, so it'll come out to the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. On first down, it's Murray, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad, because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier, but shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense. Alert 3, alert 3. Alert 3. Check 4, check 4.
A handoff. It's Murray. And he'll wind up picking up about 4, as that is going to bring us to the 2-minute warning. 4 yards on the pickup there, as it'll leave him with a 3rd and about 4 more for a 1st. Reminder coming up just a few minutes from now. We'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. On third down, Murray. And he is going to lose yardage here. Not at all what they envisioned on third down. 3 yards in the wrong direction. So on fourth down, here's Sam Cook to punt it away. A 7-yard return following a punt of 45 yards. And the Colts are going to take over, albeit deep in their own territory. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they have 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that. And they're going to make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
And now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long. Back to throw now in his own end zone. He'll check this down to Hines. So the completion good for 7 there. And it's going to be third down and a ways to go here. 3rd and 14. Now we've got whistles and a flag. Looked like one of the Colts linemen might have jumped. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now. 3rd and long. On play action, they'll throw. Looking for Campbell downfield. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Brandon Stevens. And the return will stop right around the 25. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
I think we can all understand what they're thinking right now. They take over the ball in field goal range after the turnover, so they've got that in their hip pocket. But they've got to go for the end zone and turn this into a bigger points. Their thinking is a touchdown is really what they should get from starting here. Getting 3 points at the end of this drive, that would feel disappointing.
To throw again on 2nd down, Jackson. And this one is incomplete.
He certainly had a good game throwing the ball so far, but I think he was trying to take that from good to great with that throw, trying to get one downfield.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Now Jackson. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked up by Josh Jones. And the Colts are going to take over here on the INT at their own 5-yard line. And, Charles, that's now 4 interceptions over his last 3 halves of football because, remember, he threw 3 picks last week.
Starting to wonder if maybe defenses and those coordinators have identified something on tape with what he's doing. Maybe a movement, maybe the way he's moving his shoulders. Who knows what it could be? He could have a few tells out there that they're keying in on and allowing defenses to get to the football a little bit faster. People steal signals. Maybe sometimes they can figure out what the quarterback's doing just by his movements.
So nothing doing there, and that'll make it 2nd and 10. He'll drop to throw. Throw left side here, complete to Campbell. Nice move on the play, but he will be brought down shy of the 15. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he is going to have a Colts first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll look to throw again. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down.
A deep ball down that right sideline, and he made sure that he put it where either his guy was going to catch it or no one was.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. That'll be caught at Steven Sims. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
That is caught. Michael Pittman with it. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
And this is just outside the right upright. It's no good, and this score will stay right where it is.
Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I'd feel very confident about this kick, but let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
He's going deep for Brown. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And he'll be taken down, but first he gets deep into Indianapolis territory. So that would have been something from that distance, but to no avail. Comes up empty as we have reached the intermission. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. On the return is Duvernay. And he'll go down at the 2-yard line. What a disaster there.
Only able to get it to the 2-yard line on his return. Not going to make a lot of friends on your team when you only get it that far.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, go on.
Latavius Murray, he's at the 40, the 20. They'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Latavius Murray, 98 yards. And the Ravens come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. Tucker with the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 23. touchdown. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half. Well, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
Throwing is Dolgala. And he slings one that's incomplete.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on first and second down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now Dolgala. That's going to be caught by Ali Cox. And he is going to have a Colts first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Back to throw again. That's caught by Sims. And he's brought down. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 41. Again, he'll drop to throw. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Tyus Bowser with a pick. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20.
Okay, partner. No surprise to you. I'm going to look at this from the defensive perspective. In the rain, you have to be more cautious trying to cover passing routes. Why? The offense knows where they're going with the football. The receiver knows the route he's going to run. You have to make sure you keep your footing underneath you.
Another run from Murray on 2nd down. And he's brought down. 148 yards rushing for him now as his big night continues. They'll try to run it in with Murray. And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. Latavius Murray. Excellent work there to get in on the touchdown run. And the Ravens have used the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Flushed out right. He's got the tight end, Mo Alley Cox. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. Here's Dolgala. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. It's the sackmaster, Justin Houston, who comes up with it. And the Ravens are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They are just putting things together so well here, drive after drive. They really have captured the momentum, haven't they?
They've taken momentum and pretty much not just give him a jersey, but a seat on the bench as well. Whatever do you need, you've got it, because the way they're stringing things together and creating that distance between them and their opponent, it's really hard to narrow that gap. And the other part is they're taking their spirit away from them, too.
Yeah, now they're just looking to add to that total. Jackson now. He's going deep for Brown. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off down near the 5. So the deep ball giveth, and now the deep ball taketh away.
Man, you're getting deep on me here. I like that. Going to the next level and what you're thinking. And when you think about all the success he's had throwing the football so far, sometimes when you're doing that, you think you're invincible out there. But he was given a cold dose of reality on that throw.
A nice-looking play to start the drive down the middle and complete. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They're going to look to throw. That's complete to Jack Doyle, the tight end. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. His throw caught right around the 6. And the Colts are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line. They'll run here with Taylor. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Remember, as they try to run the ball down here, Charles, this is the number 2 rush defense in the league.
So do you accept the challenge up front? Do you get your offensive line together, get your tight end in the ball game and say, I don't care that they're number 2. Let's go ahead and show them that we can run the ball anyway? Or do you do the best thing?
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Calais Campbell make that now 4 sacks for him in tonight's ball game.
2nd goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football, had to eat it, and ended up on the ground.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. This goes out right to Doyle. A big play, but still not enough. Leads to a 4th and goal.
I don't know how many times, not just in my playing career, but you and I working together, have we ever heard a coach say, you know, I just don't have that play on my call sheet. And that's really what we had here. That was a big hole they were trying to get out of.
Yeah, big gain, still a ways to go, though. The offense stays out there. A big challenge here from this far back, but they're going for it on 4th and goal. Flush to his right. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Brandon Stevens. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And the Ravens are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. The Baltimore offense at the line set to get going. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. One quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Up at the 29 now, they'll head to the line, 2nd and a yard. They go with Murray again. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 170 yards for him on the ground now, and 3 touchdowns to go along with it. They run with Murray. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. And I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this fourth quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
They run again with Murray. He's seen a ton of action tonight. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
That's complete to the fullback, Ricard. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another 1st down at the Colts 23.
Well, partner, nothing but praise from me for this offense. They have been tremendous all night long. They knew what they had to do to unlock the defense. And let's face it, this has been a master class in offensive football that we've been here to witness.
And down inside the 15 he goes.
Brandon, every great running backs coach I've talked with has always talked about when you have great vision, you're not consciously thinking about your cuts and your moves. You're just doing them. And I think that's what we're seeing tonight. He's about to run them into submission, hasn't he?
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was just going to use that phrase. He has run them into submission.
Wave the white flag.
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. Again, it's Murray. They get 1 yard back there to make it 2nd and 14. Now keep in mind, if you're thinking of staying on the ground, this is a top 5 rush defense.
Yeah, but I don't think you shy away totally with the run. At least show them the hint of a run before you decide to throw the football.
A gain of 2 there on the heels of a 1 yard pickup on 1st. The Ravens on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd down and 12. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Back now on EA Sports as the kick teams are out here following the 2-minute warning. Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away. Here's Isaiah Rodgers to return. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. The Colts come to the line, ready to start their next drive. Remember, they have won 3 straight, but getting to 4 straight does not appear to be in the cards as they are in a big fourth quarter hole. Got a man complete. It's Taylor. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Being chased out left. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down. So now 3rd and 10. A big play to start the drive, but nothing since. He'll look to throw. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a first down.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there, it's going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
And boy, another ill-advised throw there as that will wind up incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
They give to Taylor out of the gun. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Back to throw here.
They'll set up the screen to Taylor. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for Baltimore, they move back over 500 at 3-2 now on the year. And next week they get to stay home again as the Los Angeles Chargers come to town. Meanwhile, for Indianapolis, the loss will move them back to 3-2 on the year. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Houston Texans. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.